안녕하세요, 여러분.
Hello.
자기야, how have you been?
I've been good. Why are you speaking Korean?
Because last week, was it last week?
Yes.
Last week they did an intro in
Right,
Japanese.
right, right. We did.
Yeah, you did it all randomly. I just followed. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Anyhow,
Yes.
I like chagi. I like saying chagi or chagya.
Chaggy. Sounds like a food or something that I've eaten before.
Okay.
What?
Actually,
Mm,
speaking of those two things, it may
yes.
sound like they don't have anything in common, but
They don't.
actually they do. They do. You know, okay, so chagi or saying chagi or chagya is like saying honey or darling, right? In
Yes.
English. But there are different terms of endearment that are like origin is from a food.
What?
Okay. Here's one that just came to my mind. Pumpkin. People say
And then again,
pumpkin,
honey. Yeah,
right?
too.
Honey as well. Things like that. There are terms of endearment.
My sweet cake.
Oh, do
Uh,
people say sweet cake,
my sweetheart.
sweetheart, or
My
sweetie?
sweetie.
I don't like bae. I don't like bae. I don't like babe.
Wait. Go back to the food thing. You
What about
realize,
it?
right? There's always stuff that's, I guess, could be
Sweet.
considered sweet. Like, you never hear anybody call, like, somebody be like, oh, you're my little cucumber. You're my little tomato. Well, maybe tomato. Or maybe little beet. Or my little pepper.
We don't know though.
I
It's
mean,
possible that they have.
I don't know. It's mostly sweet stuff that people use
Do you
when they,
have any that you like or
um,
dislike?
I don't really, I haven't really thought of this, but,
We've spoken though. We've spoken about babe.
babe. I don't really like being called babe.
Yeah.
I
Me
never liked
neither. I don't like that.
it.
And I think I dislike it more than baby. I don't like baby either, but I don't like babe. It's so strange.
It's not annoying. I don't know. It isn't bad. It just never worked for me, I guess. Hearing somebody be like, baby, come over here. And I'm like, don't call me that.
What about in other languages?
Uh,
Like, they
one,
say mi
what?
amor.
Mi amor. Ugh, that feels my love, right? That's what it means.
Yeah.
That feels, that feels like too much.
What do you
But it
mean
makes
too
sense,
much?
I guess. What I like anata
Oh my
in
God.
Japanese. I know it
Really?
means you. No, look, you gotta understand, right? Because there was this drama that I was watching, and
Uh-huh.
it was very lovey dovey, right? And it was a husband and wife, and I just like how the wife always used to call her husband anata, and I was like, ooh,
Okay, I see.
you get
For
it? What I mean?
you, that's it from the drama.
Yeah.
That's it from the drama.
I like anata and how all that what that means between a couple. It's mostly couples that say that to one another, right? So yeah, I like that.
I like from a drama that I watched, it's the Turkish one. I told you about this
God,
one.
this one again.
Ashkam.
Ashcom. I don't like how that word sounds. Ashcom.
Okay. Oh, I was reading online somewhere, and I think the person said that neither them or their partner like that one. It's a preference thing,
It
obviously.
is. It is.
Oh, oh. What's his name? Frenchie from The Boys. He
Uh-huh.
says mon coeur. What about that? It means
No.
my heart, I think.
No.
You don't like that one?
No. It's bad.
You don't like it?
It's terrible.
At all.
No.
Wow. I like when he says it.
He's okay saying it, but I don't like it though. I would never call anyone monka. No, it doesn't work for me at
I
all.
see. I see.
What about animals? Like, some people have like nicknames for their partners where there's
Yeah.
like
Their pet
kitten.
names and their actual
Yeah.
animals.
Yes, like kitten or cat, my
Kitten.
kitty cat. It's always like I find cats tend to be the ones that people either
Right? No one ever
trend
says my
towards.
dog.
You my best bitch. I love
Exactly.
you so much.
BB forever.
Best bitch forever. That one. I don't know. People call each other, when it comes to animals, puppy maybe? No.
What about mouse?
No. You my little rat.
No, no. No, no, no. You're my little mouse. You're my
No.
little hamster?
No. Hamsters
Definitely
die too
not
easy.
chicken. Or chick. People say
Chick,
chick.
chick, that's true. Look at this cute chick over here. I can understand chick.
But does anyone call their significant other chick?
You're my favorite chick. I would have you if you were nuggets. I would enjoy you rotisserie baked or fried. This is
Okay.
going in a different place. But no, I don't think chick is when you're referring to
A
somebody
cow?
else. A cow? A cow's an insult.
Insult it
Yeah, when you call
is.
somebody a cow, you're trying to say they're like huge and
The same
ugly.
with sheep as well.
Yeah, sheep. Yes, it can't really escape from that one for sheep.
Fox, wolf,
When you say
deer.
a lady's foxy, that type of way, it
Right.
means she's more like she's sexy
Right, right, right.
type of thing. A wolf is more of like, I guess, loner type things, but the wolves don't really aren't loners. But the whole thing about being a lone wolf and alpha wolf and all, nah, nobody calls their my hot wolf, my teen wolf.
I once watched a Chinese show called When the Snail Falls in Love with the Lion or something like that.
What the
That
hell?
was the English translation. Not sure what the actual
It actually is how it sounds.
yeah, but what about that? Snails
Snail.
and lions.
Snails are the least like something sexy or attractive.
Right?
If you
What
call
about
it
turtles? Oh, you know what? Turtle, maybe. I feel like I've heard that. My little turtle.
My Little Turtle,
Maybe it was a parent to a kid, though. That works, though.
yeah,
Turtle.
you're my little turtle. You're slow, and you when your emotions get high, you climb up and you recede from people.
I'm
Yeah,
sure there's not that much thinking into it. It's more of a, this thing is cute, so
turtle is what you think is a cute thing. Turtles.
I'm not the one that said it.
I don't know about that one. That feels That feels like something I guess could be a joke among people, but that feels not
I
like
have
a
another one that parents call.
endearing thing.
Parents, you've ever heard parents call their kids their little monkeys?
Well, yeah, I've heard that before.
But I
Yeah,
don't think monkeys are cute at all. So it's a personal thing as well.
but it's probably more to do with kids getting all over the place and into stuff like a monkey
Right,
type
but
of
they're
thing.
saying it all lovingly.
Yeah, because they're their little monkey.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right, no one will say my little orangutan though.
my fucking gorilla. I love you.
Exactly. Oh, actually,
Actually,
I
what?
I saw something before and it was very disturbing.
What?
So, you know how people go to the zoo
Yes.
and they look at animals? All right. So I was watching Zip one time, and in it they were reviewing, not reviewing, but they had this segment where they were talking about the gorilla at the zoo there.
Is this about the handsome gorilla thing?
Uh-huh. And I was like grossed out. Like my body was like effing out of there, out of this segment, out of my room, out of this universe, because I was like, the people that they interviewed, they were women, right? The women were saying how handsome the gorilla was and how they would want their husband to look like the gorilla, and I was just like, that is
Is
a
this-
next level kind of furry
Is
kind
this
of
why-
like, oh my god,
Is this
that
why
is someone's,
ugly?
thing.
Is this why the ugly bastard fetish is a thing? Is that why? Is
Listen,
this it?
I
Is this
I
where
don't
it stems
even
from?
know how to analyze really what they were saying, but I was put off by it, to be honest. I was like, you looking at an animal right now.
Bestiality is a thing, man.
I understand saying, oh, this animal, oh, he looks handsome. Okay, sure, fine. Leave it there. Don't then go and say that you would want your partner to be like this. It's like
It's like, stop.
Please.
Get some
Really.
help.
Yeah. Therapy. Here we go again. Therapy.
Oh my god. I mean, I don't think...
Like that Indian guy that married a snake and then got eaten by it.
What?
That's what happened, right?
It's the first I've heard
Maybe
of it.
He was an Indian.
He married a snake and then he got eaten.
Asian guy.
The hell?
Was it an alligator? You heard about that one?
I mean, alligators eat people all the time, and crazy people who think that having them as pets is a good idea.
Yeah, I think there was a guy that tried to marry an
marry
alligator.
An actual...
Or snake.
That is...
Whatever it was an animal.
That he tried to marry, and then it ate him.
I think they allowed it, whatever state, country...
thing.
Of the... I don't... You know what? I do not know how to understand these things, you know?
Look, man, like... You kind of got me kind of with lack of words. I don't know what to say about this.
I didn't know what to say neither.
Like, it's one thing to be like, I like animals and I like what's the word? Anthropomorphize
thing.
Like animals that got like people features and stuff and being attracted to them. Fine, but then there's another
levels,
thing.
Though. There's levels.
There's that furry level thing. That starts off with just like regular cat ears.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Though.
Yeah.
Cat ears on top of the head, they still have their like all of their human traits. Their whole body is like human.
Just a tail.
And they just have a tail, and they have like you know the cat ears or the animal ears on top of their head.
That's how far you would go.
And then maybe they have like
canine teeth stuff. That's fine with you.
That, you know what? I can get there. Very cute. Very cute. Cosplay it. Very cute.
Yeah.
Right. But there are levels in between, I'm sure. But for me, the next one
is probably a little bit more furry, looks more like an animal, but still stands upright as a person.
I can't that. You know that I can't.
I know you can't.
I can't animals that are...
I can go there. I can go there.
I cannot.
I can go there. That's where I am. I could go there. That's my next step. Because the next step is just straight up an animal at that point.
Exactly. But I am very off-put. Is it off-put? Put off. No, I can't even speak properly. I mean, like I could in the first place. No. Anyway, but I can't physically
agree.
I cannot.
I cannot. Can we get all flustered?
Yeah, because there are people... Christopher, okay, this is going to go to a place and I'm sure that you have seen. Yeah. Do you remember when we were both in secondary school?
Yes.
And there were videos going around of people doing acts with animals?
Yes.
I know you saw those, the whole of the country saw those. Well, maybe not parents, but children going to school in secondary school at that time definitely saw.
Everybody was pussing some shit in your face.
Exactly.
It was better that I'll say this: it's better than seeing that than the 2-girl 1 cup nonsense that was going on at the time.
It was not. I never actually saw
Me neither.
2-girl 1 cup.
Me neither.
So
because somebody explained it to me, I was like, I'm good.
I was like, why would I want this? I don't know why you.
I remember seeing people,
and I don't know why you would want to see it.
I remember people having their phones and giving it to each other with infrared, so they could go and show other people. You remember infrared? And I just feel like what the fuck I want about this on my phone?
Anyhow, so I really don't know how to understand.
I mean,
that is a preference for a person. It is a animal.
Have you ever seen, there's this video of these ranchers and they own horses, and
So I'm pretty sure it was those videos.
They're just no,
going around.
no, not these videos. This is a legit like documentary into the like these people who have weird fetishes and stuff like that. And they were talking about these guys who are attracted to horses.
Is this the one where they were looking at the horse butt?
Yes.
Or saying it was sexy or something?
Like, yeah, and you just see the guy just like he has on his cowboy hat and he's just sitting down there at the over the arch. He's just leaning against the fence and he's just like stroking his chin like this and he's like, look at her, so beautiful. And just like the camera just like zooms in on him and it's just like he's just like, wonderful, what a magnificent beast. And I remember just thinking to myself, when the camera's gone, he's probably screwing that horse inside of him.
You know what should have happened? The authorities should have been.
They have no proof that he was doing anything of the sort. His whole thing was that he just loves animals a lot, and that if he could be together with them, that he would be. I also know you also have a thing with that you actually hate, which is worse. This is back to the monster.
It's not worse. It's the same.
It's like
for me, that's the same.
Like
the half human, half creature,
like mermaids
is
and
the
centaurs.
same as a whole creature acting human and standing up on hind legs. Let's just take a lion or tiger, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Say that's the creature person.
Yes.
But they're like standing on their hind legs.
Yeah, I've seen this
and
before.
acting all human.
Yeah, I've read many isekais and stuff like this. Kim's face, it's just like you just like disgust.
I don't hate it as much if it's more in a fun setting, you know, adventure-y, discovery kind of way. But as soon as you're trying to put that with like an actual like human,
the moment the MC be like, "I'm ready, take off the clothes."
No way, Jose. I get really like, you know, like I want to throw up. I will probably throw up. And I do hate the halfies. And I'm not talking about people who are of different cultures or countries. Please don't get it wrong.
It sounds like a racist thing but it's for fake racists. But oh my god.
Actually, no, I think that's actually...
Somebody probably
is a term that they call... But that's not what I'm trying to say. I'm talking about half human, half beast.
Half beast.
Okay? So...
Fucking half.
Do you remember in Chronicles of Narnia when they went into the closet and met the guy who was like a goat and half man?
Yes.
That's what I'm telling you.
For all the way back that you hated this thing.
No, I'm telling you, no to him, and all the rest like him.
You used to watch a mermaid show, no, when you were younger.
H2O.
Yeah.
No to H2O. No, just no.
What about The Little Mermaid? You never liked that?
I actually never liked that movie.
Oh.
I mean. You want to talk about that? So ridiculous. Like she want to do that. Whatever. Why do you want legs? I love.
Kim.
You can't even walk. Just stay a mermaid. I mean, why couldn't they have created a story where he turned into a merman and lived with her forever?
I don't know.
You want to know why?
Why?
Because it would be seen as if the man was losing and giving up. And everyone knows that a man doesn't lose or give up for a woman. Because the man is the ultimate race.
The ultimate race.
Yeah. The man race.
The man race. Oh. Which is worse?
What?
I'm still on the half creature thing. Fish head, human body.
Okay.
Or normal mermaid with this human top, fish bottom. Which one is worse?
I think that the human top and creature bottom, we've come to accept it, I guess, over the years, right? Over time and fantasy. Yeah. So when you see the opposite, it looks weird.
Yes.
It's just jarring and weird, and you're like... And I've actually seen the fish head or just the fish top with the human bottom. I'm like, this is just as weird.
What I've seen though, ones that kind of work is like lion head and like a humanish body.
Okay, so
I've
that's,
seen that in
I guess
many
it
different
matters
things.
with the animal as well.
Yeah.
But a lion's head and face look straight on. While most of the ones with fish, you see that their mouth ends up top. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the way that they've also been displayed for us. That is just
So you probably
visually,
didn't like watching SpongeBob then.
No, they were all walking around like that as fit. Here's the thing. I did not even used to like SpongeBob. And then I watched a little bit it, and you remember when I had a SpongeBob laughing phase? And I only watched SpongeBob for a bit. And I was like,
I remember that, yeah.
why am I consuming this? I don't enjoy SpongeBob. It's just a killing time thing, and now I'm laughing like him? Crazy. Let me get this out of here.
Ooh.
What?
You remember there was that? It was a show and a comic that not a comic, a storybook series, but it was elephants. It was actual like elephant people.
Elephant people or elephants?
Elephant people. Was it called Babar?
There weren't elephant people. There were elephants.
Yes, they were elephant, but they walked on like
in the circus.
not in the circus. They were actually like people. They were like elephants in their world, and they wore clothing and they walked on two legs and stuff.
Did they?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of those things didn't mess me up though in childhood, because there weren't like a lot of half human, half
It's always the half
whatever
usually,
the creature
isn't it?
thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, they weren't as off-putting. If you see that it's an animal, right?
Yeah.
If it's acting like itself, and I mean walking how it usually does in nature, but talking in cartoon form, it's cute. It looks fun.
But
it doesn't seem all...
What about like stuff like Franklin and Bernstein Bears and all that type of stuff?
Yeah.
What about Arthur?
I wasn't weird because here's another thing. The art style matters.
Okay.
With Arthur, they basically, it's like their nose is weird. They show like maybe paws or whatever, and they have like these ears,
but more
and stuff.
human.
Exactly, they're more humanoid. They even wear clothes, completely dressed. They don't just wear a shirt and nothing at the bottom.
And there's no lot stuff that looks like furry animal on it to really show that animal traits and stuff.
Exactly.
Like that.
So it wasn't. And here's the thing. I know that no creatures exist that look like them. Like that. Because they're all cartoon and all. They're still kind of deformed from their actual
forms.
Exactly. So it's not going to make me uncomfortable when I see that.
I got you.
You understand?
It's not creepy enough. It's not It's not there. What's call it? The thing, the border. The weird border when stuff gets too realistic and it just falls into the uncanny valley.
Oh, is that how what it's called?
It's not in the uncanny valley for you yet. But when stuff starts looking like animals, but they're walking upright and they're wearing clothes and stuff, and they still look animally, that's when it really just.
Why would you do that?
Why not?
Why would you do that? And in a lot of mythology, they have a lot of creatures like that.
Yes.
I'm very off-put.
What about country mouse and city mouse, Kimberly?
They're completely mice, though. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But they're
wearing clothes. Oh my god, are you serious?
They are wearing clothes as well.
I'm just thinking of all the things we watched when we were kids, and it's like, this.
It's definitely, that's what I want to tell you. It's definitely not the things that I watched in childhood that made me this way. I feel like this came at a time in my teenage years where there were a lot of half-human things. Like even around like H2O time is when I was having my change, whatever is going on. Because I used to watch H2O and enjoy it.
I know.
I did not dislike it or hate it at the time. I mean, I don't
We need
hate
to talk
it
about
either,
the logistics of
but-
that show one of these days.
What?
And about how technically it's impossible to not be wet at any point in time.
We spoke about that before.
It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, because there's water in the air, you know.
Exactly.
Plus, they live in where? Australia?
It's-
Yeah, right. I don't believe that they are not wet all the time. Yeah, but this change definitely came during my teenage years where I just looked at, I don't know what it was. It could have been maybe some kind of movie or something I must have seen that creeped me out.
and you're just like done with this. Done
Yeah,
with this.
definitely done. Completely done. Absolutely done. Whew. Yes. Anyway,
Anyways.
goodness, I wanted to bring up something though.
What?
So earlier I was trying to just kill time, so I put on this anime. It was like this sports anime, a football anime. I put on the first episode and I was so just
Disappointed.
it made me cringe from the beginning to the end. I think I was like clenching my fist like what are y'all doing? Just they obviously they wanted to talk about the teenager because the main character is like a teenager and he is so edged, right? Something obviously happened to him in his middle school time that was just like the end of his life,
It's always
right?
been middle
He
school.
doesn't play football anymore. He doesn't want to have nothing to do with football. He's so edged, you know, and this guy
Did football kill his parents?
It might just well have, to be honest. Wow, this guy was just you know what? And I just realized from watching that, I'm not going to talk about the whole thing, but they were trying so much to be so dramatic, you know, to bring in whatever crowd would there be. I don't know. And I scrolled down below and there were like 180 comments. And I was like, isn't that 170 comments too much? There should only be 10. That's what I said when I saw it. And then I clicked to see what they were saying because I couldn't believe that anybody was talking about this thing, right? And when I went in there, they were talking about other stuff though. The first comment is what? How Ashley is better. I had to agree. Then another person replied to that person and they were like, Jujutsu Kaisen is better than Naruto. Not gonna lie. And it just turned into different conversations. I was convinced. After reading a couple comments, it was like, yeah, nobody ain't actually talking about this show in its own comment section. And I just started to think about, you know, when you see a show or a story or anything, you just wonder, how did this get greenlit? Who allowed this to come across my eyes? To come into my mind?
It's all business. Maybe it had like good source material or something. Or
Definitely not. There's no way that show had good source material.
I don't know, man. Stuff is popular. No matter how you might dislike what it is, stuff is popular, and there's probably an audience out there that was waiting for this thing.
Definitely
Or
not.
actually enjoys that thing.
Definitely not.
There's one comment on that comment section that enjoys that thing that you just watched.
Oh.
Probably.
From what I read, definitely not. I only read like the first 10 because that's how much I think
That
it
was your
deserves,
threshold.
But Christopher, one comment. No. 3 comments in those 10 comments was about the show, the actual show.
And what did they say?
So the first one says that, oh, Ashi is better, not gonna lie.
Yes.
That's what the person said. That's the first one as
God.
well. And then the other 2 were talking about the guy's face at the end. I don't even want to talk. So his face at the end, right? So at the end of the episode, obviously the friend or not friend who he was not friends with in middle school arrives at his new school because they go to different schools now, and something obviously happened between them, but the friend is all happy and jovial, and he goes and he jumps and he hugs the guy.
Did the football cheat on him with the friend?
Boy, I don't know. And his face afterwards is like he's having a stroke as well as getting off. So the people, exactly, his face. You want me to show the face?
Yes.
It was like,
I need to see this.
You need to show me this. The guy hugged him. The audience can't hear, but just imagine from my sound, everyone. So he was like. Like that, his eyes were falling out of his head and his mouth was wide open when the guy, jumped to give him a hug, and he was
Did he just like come or something?
Exactly. So that's what the two comments is about. Ridiculous, right? The two other comments that was actually about the show.
It was about the guy making an old face.
Yeah, they were making jokes on the name. The name of the show is like Shuto something. I couldn't care about the rest, but so the guy was like. The second comment was something about I prefer, the person said, nah, I prefer to see other people shoot or other guys shoot after they hug and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? You know that the person was making a joke on the name as well as the thing. They did not enjoy the show, but they were just and then the second one was saying, yeah, do you see his face after that? I hope he didn't shoot and whatever. Exactly. It wasn't even really about what had happened.
Oh my god. This is a new show that came out recently.
I do not care. You do not care, and I do not care.
I don't care. I don't watch sports stuff, period.
Exactly.
Because sports stuff tends to be two things. Overly dramatic or boring.
Exactly.
To me, right? And when stuff gets overly dramatic, especially when it comes to sports stuff, depending on the sport, it can be very dry. Like, I know people like Prince of Tennis, but I've never. I tried. Yeah, I tried.
I think I watched the first episode of the first ever
season.
Yeah.
I tried getting into that, and this is when I was actually interested in tennis in high school. But man, it was just so boring. I'm not gonna lie, just so utterly boring. But sports don't jive with me. So.
Generally, I'll know if something is going to be
entertaining from
from two things. The summary.
True.
And then first episode.
You don't ever give it 3 episodes? Was that a rule?
No, absolutely not.
I've realized that I've slowly gotten rid of that rule, or I augment that rule. This is when you come to reading stuff especially like manga, manhwa, and stuff, comics and stuff like that. The whole thing is that you give it 3 chapters, right? Or 3 episodes. Yeah, that's what it used to be.
10 chapters.
I changed and gave stuff 10 chapters if it's available, or a volume, right? Because a volume is a good bang for your buck when it comes to figuring out if you're interested into something, right? And if you want to see where it goes, because most of the time, volume 1 sets up mostly in the premise, and if you enjoy what you see, you'll continue reading, right? So that's what I do. So most of the time, a volume, depending on who, is 5 to 10 chapters, depending on who or where you are. So that's fair, right? But for anime, it really, that 3 episode route still stands nowadays, doesn't it?
No, I don't do that at all.
Don't do it no more.
I never have done that.
No, there was a time when whenever you used to start something, you used to watch it all the way through, and I brought it up to you and be like, why you keep watching stuff that you don't like? And you'd be like, I need to finish it. That was not me, it was you!
Right, and you're trying to tell me that I should do that.
No, I was asking, Kim, I meant before, when you used to watch a thing to completion, no matter what it was.
Usually I'll do that. Okay. I do that if I think that there's still something there.
Okay.
Even if I see, oh gosh, this got a lot of that I don't want to. But if there's something there,
crumb.
I hang on.
A crumb of entertainment.
Yeah. But if there's really nothing from the beginning, I really won't give it my time. Of course, I know that there's things that I'm gonna complain about if I do give something my time, even though I was saying this is this and this, and I don't like how the characters are, and I don't like the development, and I don't even like these other characters. They don't get along well with each other. I don't know why you would write a character like this and then you would kill it. Why would you character assassinate like this? It doesn't make any sense. Why didn't you even create the character in a certain way in the first place? That would make more sense. And then the setting and everything, and then the quality and blah 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 blah.
Yes.
Right. If after all of that I still feel like there's something, I would go ahead. But usually I won't just watch everything just because I started it. I have to be somewhat interested.
True. Yeah, but yeah, I give the 10 chapter rule and like the 3 episode rule still. Even though some stuff though just it's not some stuff. The worst thing is, right, is when you read something years in the past, right? And then it continues, and then everybody that you know and the mother, brother, cousin, sister, aunt, uncle be like, Chris, you hear about so and so? It really good though. And I just be like, yeah, I read the first 10 chapters years ago. I didn't think it was for me. And then it's be like, you should give it another go. And I just be like, that ship already sailed.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like it had a chance.
I gave it a chance. I purchased the volumes. I went and I read it, and I just did not do it for me. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like then it's like, should I go back? Should
you don't have to.
And I have to tell myself, am I interested enough to see where the story goes?
Exactly.
Or do
That's the
I
point.
just stick to my guns and be an old curmudgeon and be like, I don't want to go back to it?
Well, you don't have to be a what?
Curmudgeon
about it, but if you're not interested in something, what's the use? Even if you go back.
You see, the issue that I had was something. What it was? Shit, I can't remember the name. But what I was told was that the reason why I was told that it is unfortunate that you don't like that anymore because there was like the author themselves pretty much changed lanes after like literally the first 10 chapters. They realized that what they were writing wasn't working out, and they kind of completely rearranged how they're going to do everything going forward. So it's like what I read to get interested in completely doesn't matter anymore. You know, so it's like I should probably go and give it another chance. No,
from 11 probably.
From 11.
Honestly,
indeed.
I understand that, you know, when an author is writing, the story can change.
Yes.
Obviously. You want there to be different changes in the first place. Things usually get better. Usually they get better. So it's possible that if you go back to those things, it will. But sometimes there's also a lot of things that
get worse over time,
or they just stay, you know, flat line. They never really picked up for you. Yeah,
I've read stuff like that too, where it peaks very much at the beginning, and then it's a complete and utter like downfall. I guess the most one real recent example for me would be Promised Neverland, where it peaked. Then it flatlined a bit, and it was like still okay, and then it dipped. You know, completely just jumped off a cliff and committed ritual suicide or something. You know, some stuff is like that, and then there's stuff that is absolutely utter garbage from the beginning, and then fucking 4 years later, people are like, it's the GOAT manga of this season.
Who said that? About what?
This is just an example, but people are like, this is the most amazing thing ever because of like one part of like the story or whatever.
Definitely not Promised Neverland.
Oh no, promise. I'm not talking about that. But yeah, that's how stuff is for me.
Here's another thing. I don't think that saying if you're judging a story by one arc or one part and then saying that it's the GOAT because of that, that's not really a proper analysis of the whole whatever it is on the whole, is it?
No.
It's like, okay, so maybe that was the best arc in this series.
And that's the only thing that actually matters, that is the whole story's work.
Exactly.
You gotta take the shit with the actual not shit.
Exactly. You have to add them. 1 + 1 must still equals 2.
I don't know. The way the education system running it down might not be actually true anymore.
1 and 1 is 11. So there we go.
Or 1 + 1 is a question mark.
Yeah. In any case, and then after that, I watched the next episode of this Korean show that I'm watching, and I just felt like, here's the difference. Quality.
Quality!
Some things are good.
Some things are good, yes.
And some things don't deserve to be made, to be honest.
It was that bad of a show?
Chris! You know what? If I ever have children, I want to watch everything that I'm going to put them, in front of to watch.
Why?
Because I need to know if I put my kids in front of mindless drivel today or if I want them to get, high education from the beginning. Even if it's just some monkey putting squares into a proper square shape and the rest of it.
You just don't want them to have to go through trash like you did?
No, no, absolutely not.
For me, my kids are going to have to suffer through content trash as well. They're going to have to learn to decide what they like for themselves.
Well, when they're that young, they won't be citing anything for themselves. You have to take care of them to a certain point. If they realize that they like trash stuff later on, well,
that ship's
I guess that's their business. I tried. And all I can do is tell them about how trash their taste is, whenever we watch something. And I'm like, you don't even know. You don't know nothing. I
can see Kim coming home on the afternoon, and you see your son or daughter watching some anime, and you be like, "You watching this trash? What the fuck you is?"
You know what? I hope that my kids and I, if I do have kids, can share, the love of watching TV shows. Yeah, definitely.
Kim be like, "You ain't got no goddamn taste. I raised you for 12 or so years, and this is what you watching?"
Please don't watch any garbage. Although, you know what? Something that you said a long, long time ago, that some garbage can be good.
Well, I'm the first person to admit that some garbage is good. I consume garbage. I know I do, but there's a difference. Let me explain.
It's garbage. You don't try to deny.
Yes.
That's one thing.
But there's tiers of garbage.
Tiers?
Okay, there's tiers of garbage. There is a tissue that I just used to, I had a cookie in it, and another tissue is dirty, and I'm throwing that away. That is level 1 garbage. It is trash. But at the same time, it is not disgusting trash.
Got it.
Right? That is consumable trash. That is simple trash. I can still take that paper, dust it off, and probably blow my nose or wipe my brow, right?
Okay.
That is still usable trash.
Okay,
I can get
but
something.
The blowing your brow and wiping your...
But I'm still saying there's still...
The blowing your brow.
Blowing my nose or wiping my brow. Okay, that's what I said.
But that's another tier, right?
That is... I've used that trash. Right? It's still trash, but... it's still usable. I'm just saying to say that trash still has some use to the world. Okay. Right? And to my world, right? So that is tier 1 trash, right? Then there is leftover food trash. Like you cooked rice and some meat or whatever, right? Stir fry or whatever. It's still good for a day after, but if you leave it for like a week or more, it's probably going to go bad, right? And it's going to smell bad. That is tier 2 garbage.
Okay.
In that you can give that to an animal to eat.
No.
Or you could probably eat that and not get sick, but you probably will get sick. It is tier 2.
You're talking about the stale food.
Yes, this is stale food.
No one should eat stale food.
No one should eat stale food, but sometimes, Kimberly, you have a content drought and you are hungry and you don't feel like doing anything in the kitchen, so you take that stale food, you throw it onto the stir fry, and you chuck a bunch of spices in it because you do not care and you're lazy at this moment in time. That is tier 2 trash.
Actually, no one should do that for real.
I know you can get sick, you can actually die. But in this analogy, this is referencing even trashier material. Okay? This is stuff that, yeah, you might grow an actual cancer in your brain after you actually consume it or or watch it, but you might be lucky and you'll be like, okay, this was garbage and I kind of feel sick for watching it, but I'm still alive. I survived this. That is tier 2 trash. Tier 3 trash is you went to the dumpster and you went diving in the dumpster. I'm not talking dumpster diving like one of those dumpsters where you pee and you find gold and whatever remain or money or whatever. I'm talking you went to the city dump and you pull up with your car and you went looking for stuff. That is tier 3 trash. That is the stuff that I wouldn't recommend to people. That is the stuff that I read chapter 1 and I put on drop. That is the stuff that when I see people recommending it to me, I'm like, no, I am good. I do not feel like being sick. I do not want a STD from a video. Okay? That is tier 3 trash.
Okay,
See?
so the show that I watched, I wouldn't put it in the
it's probably below tissue paper trash.
Right, because it
but before
someone can consume it, but it's the kind of thing that you don't watch it like if you're actively watching it. It's something that you
Passive.
put on. Exactly.
Got you.
And you let it play
in the
while you do
background.
other stuff. Because if you pay attention too hard, you go like, and I paid attention too hard, and I realized, no, this is not for anyone. It's that kind of television show. There are lots like that, right? That are supposed to be just on for you to not actively sit down and try to form conclusions and find out what is going on.
It's
And blah blah
to take
blah.
up a time slot.
Exactly. A lot of them apparently, a lot of kids shows are made like that.
I mean, kids shows are made for twofold reasons. Twofold reasons. A, to entertain kids. B, to truly sell toys. That's the number one. That's the core thing of kid shows, to sell toys.
I feel like I did not get any toys from any of the kid shows that I watched though.
But whenever we watched them though and we were young, we were always be like, I want that toy or I want that thing. You never was like that?
No.
I remember
there was only one thing that I ever always wanted.
What?
Do you remember? It was the Barbies and the Bratz.
Yes.
And I got those.
I know. I remember buying them for like Christmas on your birthday and stuff.
It wasn't because I saw them like in some show or something.
That's true.
It was because even at the young age of whatever the young age I was at, I realized that I had to fit in.
Really?
So I started to play with these little toys because I knew that this was the way to go forward.
I played with you with your brats and stuffed animals and your dollies.
I don't remember any other toys that I had, but I know that I did have something.
I really liked, to be quite honest, now that we somehow shifted on toys and dolls, I liked playing with dolls and stuff like that when I was a kid. It kind of made me interested in character design and clothing design as I got older too and stuff. So that's kind of like where that is. Because I still enjoy like character creators in games and stuff a lot. And I kind of remember like, I remember when you used to draw out the outfits and stuff, and we used to like match them, put stuff on your dollies and stuff. I remember liking that stuff.
You know what's such a shame?
What?
With all of those dollies, I still never learned how to plait hair. Truly a shame.
You just need to practice.
Yeah, I feel like that. I have practiced. I've tried before, but I just end up knotting up my hair. Yeah, I know that day will never come.
I don't.
That's why I'm going to marry
somebody who could do hair.
Exactly.
You're
someone
that
who
lazy.
can do my hair.
I mean,
I think
I
I
would
should just
learn
hire an assistant
to do it for you, but touching hair is gross.
Is it? Oh,
Greasy.
you find touching hair? My hair isn't
like
that. Yeah.
I mean, like you see how much hair I got on my head and how much I got on my body as well. So it's just hair is everywhere is my motto. So yeah, but I mean, I could try to learn. It's not that hard, right? It's like twisting,
Are you
right?
asking me?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it.
Oh
I
my
tried
God.
to do it and I couldn't. So I'm the wrong person.
Is it just that your DNA doesn't allow you to plait your hair?
Did you say that because of mommy?
Yes.
But dad used to plait his grandmother's hair. I heard that.
Well, so you think it should have passed down to you?
No, you're supposed to learn these things, aren't you?
I suppose. Got videos that you can learn to do this stuff, kid.
Yeah, I know. And again, like I said, I can't seem to put the hair, because okay, it goes like this, which doesn't the listeners can't hear, but
They can't
you
see
hold
either.
here and then you're supposed to grab the back and
Honestly, stuff to do with hair on your head is honestly better left to having someone who can actually see do it for you. There are those people who just use a mirror and can easily do that type of stuff for themselves very easy. Not everyone is like that.
They're
That's
wonderful.
That's why I don't cut my hair by myself. I get somebody to cut it for me because I can't do that stuff
I cut
well.
my hair myself.
Oh, good for you. I'm talking about with a machine.
I have done that. You're just...
I'm here trying to console your lack of skill at
You don't
plaiting
have
your
to
hair.
console
I know
me.
you're trying to throw me under the bus.
I'm not sad or anything.
Wow.
I know that the extent I've already reached mine when it comes to trying to plait my hair, and I'm not sorry or ashamed. It's just life. There are some things that we won't be able to do even though we want to do them. You know?
Like
That's
that
life.
kid who can't play football in that anime that you watch.
It's not that he can't play. Oh my god.
I'm sorry for bringing it up
He's
again.
obviously been hurt
by
football. Okay, let's just put it like that. His past memories of in his life, which probably are, I don't know, he's in high school now, so he's like 14. His past probably I don't know, 10 years of his life have been sad because
of football
abandoned him or some shit happened. I don't freaking know.
I like how
Dude is two-edged.
when you ever can watch an anime or read or anything like that, and you see that the character's like less than like 15 years old and they're talking about their struggles in life, Kim just roll her eyes so hard.
Even when I was that age, I was rolling my eyes at stuff like that. Because I know how dramatic and, you know, how life can be for people. What is struggling? I'm not saying that we struggle hard. We have had struggles.
I think the thing is because the stuff that most of the time is considered the big dramatic thing is minute. Is minute in like the grand scheme of everything else in a person's life period.
It's like this. You know how the rain falls?
Yes.
You know the rain falls?
Yeah.
And you know there's an earth, right?
Yeah.
It's a raindrop into the ocean. That's how it is. It's like, dude, you don't actually have a problem.
Yes.
Like, are you trying to say this is a problem?
it's...
You only 5.
I feel
You're
like... I think...
5 years old.
We back to the sports thing, but there's this thing, right? Where the guy lost once on a team, right?
Uh-huh.
Because he failed to, like, what was it? Was it basketball or football? I think it was football.
It doesn't even matter.
He failed to make a goal, right?
Uh-huh.
Once on his team in the finals, right? And it followed him through his entire life to, like, adulthood.
Adulthood.
Yes. I understand, right? Stop. I understand that we all have those moments that just come back in your memory and just like those cringe or those terrible moments where your brain is like, yeah, I know you're like 35 right now, but you remember that moment when you was 6 and you did so.
Lord have mercy.
You know, right? But the way how the story was being told was like, this one match that this man failed at is the reason why his life is the worst thing ever right now when he's older. And I was just like, really? This is the whole story?
That's one of the problems that I have. That's why I don't like to watch I don't like to watch television shows that focus on teenagers anymore. I'm done with that. The only times are like when I'm watching sport things, because teenagers are the most dramatic human being stage. You know that? It's so dramatic, so pissy and pissed off. Just everything makes them mad, everything makes them sad.
And then TV takes that and amps it up
Yeah, exactly. Everything is exaggerated
in media, so it's just like...
It's like, whoa, just calm down.
You just say calm down. It feels so hilarious to me.
Right? Anyway, and I was saying, you know, we have been through different struggles and stuff like that. And
I remember
but when I
your
watch
rebellious
these
phase.
as that, well, I don't think we've had.
It's still going on.
One day my rebellious phase is gonna come.
One day it'll happen.
Yeah. Anyway, so when I look at the teenagers on screen, and I'm just like, it's not that serious.
It's not that serious.
It's not that serious. It's not that dramatic. You don't need to be all up in the feels, whatever those are. But you know why? It's because of hormones. And it has to be, because you know hormones and everything are heightened at that stage.
Yes.
It's not just for sexual or anything like that, but all of your feelings feel like they're gonna consume you.
Yes.
But you know what? I did not have that until later in life. I didn't experience that when I was a teenager.
Puberty came for you late.
Sure. not like physical puberty, but
emotional puberty.
Yeah, and that's what I want.
Maybe we should do a video on that, emotional puberty.
I think that came later because actually I don't know why. I have to think about it, but the kids are so in their feelings.
Yes,
and
they are.
I'm just sat there and I think, I don't know if this is accurate, but I really don't think it is. Even with the kids that I went to school with and interacted with, they're not.
Maybe you're just an alien. No. Maybe you're just different. You're built different, Kim.
We're all built different, but it's also something that I don't understand exactly, and I have to say I'm guessing that okay, maybe it's hormones and all that stuff.
No, but it's mostly drama for drama's sake. It really is
dramatic. It's life can be real dramatic.
Yeah,
there are times when, you know, the things I consider real dramatic though are not the things that I see on screen often.
Okay.
I guess the Korean show that I'm watching now, it's not necessarily real dramatic, but you will cry in every single episode.
Is that dramatic?
Not dramatic. It's sad. It's the one where I told you that the guy, his dog is dying,
Sad.
he's terminally ill,
Ah,
and
right,
he goes to
right.
work at this hospice care center as well as like it's it's his probation like sentence because he got out of jail. Not gonna talk about that, but recently, and this is his, he has to serve like volunteer work, and he obviously had his stuff going on in his life. So stuff, there's the drama, but it the show is more sad than anything
Yeah.
because in each episode it focuses on this team that works at the hospice care center that fulfills the patient's last wishes.
Ah, okay. Of
So
course, the
he's
show
a
is
part
gonna
of
be
that
sad.
team, and the people are dying every episode. So it's hard not to cry when you find out someone's story about their life and where they come from and stuff like that, and then
Sad
they
show
die.
is sad. More
Exactly,
11.
exactly. It's not as dramatic. I'm sure the drama parts that focus mainly on him will come later on, but it's like there are different ways to do TV shows, and I was just thinking about that as I watched those things back to back, and I'm like, this show from the first beginnings they tried to do like they had like a mini fight between the characters in about the football, and I'm just like, why is that guy he the guy who was playing the football was like mad because he saw the main character guy smile, and he's like, are you laughing at us? And he wanted to start a fight, and then the guy is saying, I didn't, I don't care even about football and whatever. But then he has like a moment where he nearly throws up, and he's like nearly crying as well, and he's like, I don't want to you can't take me back into football or something like that. I'm just like,
did football like sexually abuse him or something? Because
if you saw his reaction at the time, you would think so, to be honest.
I don't know
That dude needs some therapy.
What happened in football? That's what I want to know now.
Anyhow.
What happened?
Anyway.
It wasn't football. Something had to happen that this boy, like...
Moving on.
You sure that this ain't got, like, some deeper thing that the coach and touched this boy or something? You see it in episode 2 or something?
No. You want to know what? I only watched the first episode, but I know exactly
What happened?
what's going on here.
What's going on?
So, his team could not win, obviously in middle school, because middle school is like where everybody is
The generation
5
of miracles.
fucking years old. I don't know, they're like less than 10, and they're having like the worst struggles in life. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on with kids these days, but I seriously cannot understand why everybody is so dramatic. Life is harder than that.
Something else. Your struggles are nothing compared to the actual struggles of life.
And I'm not even trying to diminish what they're going through. It's just
it comes across so ridiculous.
Children are different as well. There are some kids who will take what is coming at them, but because their outlook and perspective is already wide, they are of the world is already wide, that is, they can handle and adapt to what is happening. Maybe even if they can't solve it, but they'll still be able to not every single time have outbursts because they don't know how to interact or do things. You understand? They'll still some kind of way be able to compartmentalize. When I'm talking to some other person, I can think about what they're saying about the conversation that we're having and not about my problems. You know what I mean? Instead of my problems fill my whole brain. There are people like that where their problems will fill their whole brain, and you're having a conversation and then they will answer, but they're not having a conversation with you.
Sounds more like they have a mental issue at that point.
Everyone has a mental issue. Christopher, come on. So
Kim's so savage today.
I'm not.
Everybody got mental issues.
No. And there are people who can, because of their outlook, or maybe because they're disinterested in everything else, that somehow, some way they can handle whatever the problem is and even conclude it or fix it or be able to reach out to other people to get that help. But then there are just others who is outbursts galore. Everything, every interaction they have is upsetting, and it ticks them off in some kind of way. Is this person trying to say something about the conversation I'm having in my head with myself? It's like, no, because this person doesn't read minds, so they don't know what you're saying, and they're not trying to piss you off. People are just living their own life as well. It
sounds like they have mental problems, like
everyone.
I mean, like severe issues.
Everyone. You know what I realized though? Every oh
boy,
every character in the story probably needs therapy.
This is what happens when you play football. You end up needing therapy, and not the physical kind.
I wanted to talk more about how ridiculous it is, but I won't.
Yes, please save it for another time. Yeah. I think we've talked enough for the night.
Yeah.
We hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one.